Some basic maintenance points on your Discmaster machine. You will notice there are some grease fittings in the center of the screen. Those grease fittings are here on each of the rollers. They are present front and rear and on all four corners. Those just need a small amount, perhaps a half of a pump on a typical grease gun, and they just use your standard all-purpose grease, nothing exotic. Those will not require a lot of grease. It's basically a small felt pad, and it acts as a sweep, which brings us to the next portion. The hardened rail that the abrasives travel on here has a thin coating of oil on it from those grease points. That causes those to build up dust. It clings to the grease. Now, later I'll explain the chemicals to use and the products that we typically find the best results with. But basically, you're going to need to wipe down those rails, front and rear, to just remove any dust or debris that may have adhered to the lubricant, and then give it a very light coat of lube itself once it's been wiped clean. And again, I will provide information on the chemicals used. Here are the two products we use primarily in the care of the machine. Typically with your Discmaster style machines, you will need to periodically clean the conveyor belt. The product in the purple jug on the right is a product made by Castrol, and it's called Super Clean. This typically is found in automotive supply stores of various brands throughout the continent. We also find this usually is in your hardware stores. Your typical home improvement establishments will have this. This, in our case, we tend to dilute with 50-50 with regular tap water, and then that in turn is used to clean the conveyor belt, and it tends to do a very good job. If you use too much of this cleaner, it tends to create a little bit of a mess. What you need to do if you find that you're seeing foam or a lot of bubbles or something like that on the surface of the conveyor, it basically means you've used a little too much soap, and the easy way to resolve that is just to get a clean bucket with just tap water and either a cloth or a inexpensive car wash sponge, and then wipe down the conveyor, basically rinsing it off with clean water just to remove the excess soap. The product on the left is, in this case, a DuPont branded product called Chain Saver. It is basically a wax-based chain lubricant used primarily in motorcycles and bicycles. We typically find that the wax-based product works really well to leave a clean, protected surface that doesn't attract exorbitant amounts of dust. Very lightly applied to a cloth and then wiped over any of the exposed steel surfaces, and also used to clean down the hardened tool rails that the carriages ride left and right on. It typically is found in any motorcycle supply store, bicycle supply stores. We even have luck finding this in a lot of automotive stores. So internet is always an option.